Hey guys, Adam here from the Tint Academy. Let's do a quick little video about shrinking. Now this is one of the top questions that we get in our courses and online is, do I need to shrink windows? When it comes to any kind of sedan or windows that have a little more curvature like we see on this Hyundai Elantra, we want to shrink it. Now this is the most important step to make sure you get a flush fluid install. You don't get any fingers or bubbles while we're installing and it cures properly onto the glass. Now, if it's flatter glass like you see on the rear windows of trucks, typically Ford F-150 side roll down windows as well, we can miss this step. But in this course, we always suggest to shrink every single window. A couple things that I'm gonna require for this is a hard card. We use the one here from Tint Tools. It's one of my favorites. It's got a little handle on it. It's got a little bit of soft flexibility to it that I can really help get those fingers down without creasing the film. Second thing I need is a heat gun. For shrinking, we need about 1100 degrees Fahrenheit to help manipulate and change the dynamics of the film so we get it to follow that great curvature of the window. Now, any heat gun will work. I like to use a little bit of a cheaper kind, like a Wagner or Black & Decker, as long as it gets up to that 1100 degrees Fahrenheit. A lot of guys will buy a cordless heat gun or one with battery operated. We find that the batteries don't last per vehicle. They don't get hot enough to get that shrink that we're looking for on the window. So first I have my piece here. Now, before we move on, we've already done our outside prep, inside prep, cut the film. Now I'm ready to shrink it. This is done right before I do my install. After I do my shrink, we'll do one more inside prep to make sure the entire window is clean. Then I can go into my install. So my piece here, I'm gonna wet down the window with my slip solution and place my film on the glass. Now, when I place my film on the glass, I want about an inch gap on this side and an inch gap at the bottom with the small side overlapped. With my white hard card, I'm gonna draw the letter N. I'm gonna start at my larger side and do a hard tack and come across the top and down the bottom to make that letter N. What this is gonna do is gonna take all our fingers and bring it down to the middle, because the squeegee pattern we're gonna follow during install is gonna allow us to follow the curvature of this window. Once I do my hard N with my hard card, I'm gonna do light all the way down. And we're gonna see these fingers popping right up. 1, 2, and a couple over here as well. Now, if you've done a bit of research before watching this video, you know that film, window tint specifically, only shrinks one direction. So we have our factory edge and our factory edge. And if you watch previous videos, you can see this a little more in depth and detail. These fingers can only be going vertical or up and down from factory edge to factory edge. If these fingers are going on a 45-degree angle or starting to go horizontal, I add a little bit of heat to it, press down my hard card. It's gonna cause a crease or an overlap in the film, which is essentially going to damage the film. So I need to recognize, I need to watch what's going on with the film. Any finger that's going not vertical or going on a slight diagonal, I need to really just kind of make it go into that vertical position. Once I have everything set up, we're ready to heat it. Now, one quick note here is when I made the N, I can only shrink on the inside of the N. If I go towards my outsides here, I'm actually going to burn the film. So once I created that line and that separation in my film, I'm gonna stick with the inside of the end. I have my heat gun. We're gonna turn it on high so we hit that 1100 degrees. Let it heat up. That's gonna blow cold air for the next 5-10 seconds or so. Once it gets heated up, I'm gonna place it over the top of the finger. I'm not going in a squiggly direction. I'm just going up and down. These fingers here, I'm gonna count to 5 seconds. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once it goes in a squigly pattern, I can drop it down. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, chase down. Now sometimes we'll see that these fingers will travel up. I do not want to chase that finger up. I really want to come over down. So if this is my film, I don't want to come underneath it. I want to come over top of it and down. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once I get all those fingers over the film, I'm gonna take my heat gun, go over the bottom of the glass very slowly to see if there's any excess fingers that pop up. In our course, we always tell our practitioners to shrink it twice. This brings the risk down if I'm gonna go over to my install to get any fingers popping up. So once I shrunk it the one time, I did my test over my heat gun back and forth over top. I sprayed out my film to cool it down, lift it up, spray underneath. I'm gonna remake my end pattern. Start at my large side, press down, they come right up over the top. Then do a little bit of a harder squeeze to get tacked down to the glass so I get that formature of the glass and we can attack any fingers that may pop up. Once you've shrunk it twice, You can shrink the third time if need be, but it's not always recommended to go through that much heat shrinking on your glass. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Any questions, we got a ton on our YouTube channel and our Instagram page to help you guys be successful with window tinting.